Math 76, lesson 122, finding a whole when a fraction is known. So, how many of you remember these fraction diagrams we did on our work problems? Great. So we're going to be using these diagrams. Oh wait, hold on. Am I confusing you guys with the pre-algebra class? Maybe we haven't learned these diagrams yet. Okay. Well, we're going to be using fractional diagrams. Wait, no, I got to check your book. Aha, I found it. We have used these diagrams before, all the way back in lesson 28, right? So I'm talking about these diagrams right here. So how can we use these diagrams to help us find a whole when we know a fraction? Well, let's talk about one of our practice problems. We'll create a diagram and then we'll see how that works. So they tell us 2/5 of the students in the class are boys. If there are 10 boys in the class, how many students are in the class, right? So first we're going to draw the diagram. They tell me 2/5, so that means the class is broken into 5 parts. So we can break this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. All right, 5 parts, okay? If 2/5 are boys, then that means 2 of these 5 blocks are the boys, correct? So boys, and that is 2/5. Now what they also tell me is that there are 10 boys in the class. So of these 2 blocks, there are 10 total. So if that number is 10, I have to split the 10 evenly across how many blocks there are. Since there's 2 blocks, I'm going to divide 10 by 2. So I take 10, divide it by 2, 2 goes into 10 5 times. So that means each block must have 5 boys in it. So that's 5 boys and 5 boys, right? And now what I have to do is I have to find out how many students are in the class. Now the one thing that you'll remember from these problems is that every single block has the same amount of people in it. So that means all 3 of these blocks must also have 5 people in them, right? So that's 5 boys, and then since the only other option is girls, that's 5 girls, and 5 girls. Now it doesn't really matter what this object is. What matters is the total amount. So once I can figure out the individual piece, all I have to do is just add up the total or multiply one number by the total number of blocks. So 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 5 would give me 25. There are 25 students total. And I can also see that through addition. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 5 is 20, plus 5 is 25. So the total is 25 students. That's how we find a whole when a fraction is known. Let's do another example problem, just to see if we can't clean this up and make it a little bit faster. Right, so I'm on example 1, page 594. They tell me 3/8 of the people in the town voted. If 120 of the people in the town voted, how many people lived in the town? So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to make this diagram horizontal because 8 is big. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great, 8. And they told me how many people? 3/8. So 3/8 of the people voted. 3/8 voted, and then they also tell me that 120 voted. So this 3/8 is 120 people. So the first thing you have to remember is I'm going to divide this amount by the numerator, or by the number of blocks. So let's take 120, we'll divide it by 3, 3 goes into 12 4 times. That's 0, bring down the 0, 3 goes into 0, 0 times 40, okay? So that means there's 40 in each block. Now I could write down all the 40s and I could do all this work, or I could remember I'm just going to take the value of one block and multiply it by the total number of blocks. So since I know that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks, or the same as the denominator, I can just take this number 40 and multiply it by 8. So 40 times 8. Okay, so let's see here. That is 0, and then 8 times 4 is 332, so 320 people, 320 people. That is my final answer, right? So that's a faster way to do it without having to write all the labels. Once I figure out the value in one block, I can just multiply that by the number of blocks, okay? Let's see here. Yep, that's it for this lesson. If you guys have any questions, let me know on the school website, and I will see you in class.